Now, I brought back from the larder the whole shoulder of fallow deer that I didn't break up into bits, and here it is. And all I've done is I've removed the meat from the bones, left the bones whole. Those will go to the dogs. That will go into my pile of dice for stewing. And you can see I've boned out the shoulder and I've laid it out like this. Let's start off with the ingredients. I need to marinate the inside, and to do that, I'm going to my trusty pestle and mortar, where I'm going to smash 3 real big, I'm going to put it on the wood, so come on over here, 3 real big cloves of garlic, mash them up. And the thing about mashing them up is it really extracts all the flavour. So I'm mashing up 3 cloves of garlic in my pestle and mortar, and I'm throwing some sprigs of rosemary from the garden in there, just for good measure, because rosemary and garlic, they're just going to be great. I'm just going to add some lemon zest, not juice at this point, just the zest. It's going to taste amazing with the rosemary and the garlic. There's that. Now, just enough olive oil to sort of loosen it all up. I'm going to add some sea salt and some pepper. Smush that all up. And now we have a paste that I can... I'm going to add this now to our shoulder. Work it all the way in. And those rosemary spears will basically disintegrate during the cooking. Righty-ho, we're going to roll this up like so, and then I'm going to use my butcher's string and then just start tying it every couple of inches. So I'm working along, sort of trussing this baby up. It does not have to be perfect, because it's going to be wrapped tightly in foil, which will really help bring it all together as well. But I want it sort of like a little sealed bundle. It's going to look kind of awesome when it's done. String underneath, let's bring it all together, tie it up at the end. One more, and that'll tie it off. Okay, so a little bit of seasoning on the outside. Okay, and now whatever's left of my marinade in the pestle and mortar on my hands, I'm just going to rub it over the top for amazing flavour. Oh yeah, like so. Wash my hands. Okay, there is my shoulder. I'm going to roll it up, tuck it in, roll it up. Now, this is an unusual cooking technique. In the old days, I used to do this with shoulders of lamb, and I used to bury it, dig a hole in the flower bed in the garden, and I used to bury it in the charcoal. I used to light a fire in there, and then tuck the foil wrapped lamb or whatever in the charcoal, and then cover it up again. I'm kind of doing the same today, but I'm using a more modern sort of device. So there we go. That is a nicely protected, wrapped in a few layers of foil. We're going to run outside and we're going to pop that baby in, and in 2 hours time it will be caramelized on the outside, it'll be falling apart in the middle, and we're going to make the gorgeous ratatouille, which is like a southern French Provençal stew with these ingredients here. And then I'm going to take my roasted peppers that I did yesterday. I just charred these peppers on the fire, and then I put them in a bag and then strip the skin off, wash them under a tap. I'm going to make a sauce with them and wild garlic and coriander to pour over at the end to the barbecue. So I've got my lovely shoulder here, and in here, in my red egg, in my Kamado Joe, I've got this load of charcoal, a good base. And I'm just going to sit it close to the charcoal like that, close the lid on it, and then open it up a little bit, get a bit of heat going through. Then once it's really roaring, I'll close it down, and it'll act like literally like a clay oven that it is. And in 2 hours time, that thing will be epic. So our shoulder of venison now has had about an hour, and I've lifted it off the coals and it smells amazing. I'm now going to make a relatively quick but really delicious sort of Provençal vegetable stew called ratatouille. And it starts with eggplants, aubergines, which I've cut into sort of 3/4 inch lumps. So we're going to get some nice colour on these. And aubergine tends to soak up the olive oil at the beginning and then release it later on. So we're going to give it plenty because we love olive oil in this dish, and this is really good extra virgin olive oil. Now in go the zucchini, the courgettes, onion and garlic, all going in. Lovely. So having first cooked off the aubergine or the eggplant, now I'm doing the onion, garlic and zucchini. You don't have to do it in that order, but it helps. And I've thrown some rosemary in there. Give it a little toss. They're starting to colour, which is great. Some of these beautiful ripe little cherry tomatoes. Oh yeah. A little more oil. And the tomatoes will break down and release some of their juices. They're slippery little suckers. There we are, they keep flying out the pan. And now I can add my eggplant back in. There's the final magic ingredient in our ratatouille. Some beautiful red bell peppers. Just my 1 can of pulped, beautiful Italian sun-ripened tomatoes. Little splash of white wine, some aluminium foil, and Bob's your uncle. 45 minutes. That will be gorgeous and oily and rich and vegetably and incredibly good for you. And it will go so well with that stunning, beautiful, slow cooked shoulder of fallow deer. So 45 minutes, we'll bring it all together. Okay, my ratatouille is almost done. In fact, I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. There we are. I know my shoulder's done, and that's awesome. I'm going to make a little sauce with those roasted peppers. So what I've done in here is put the peppers, some olive oil, and some coriander or cilantro in there. I'm going to add a squeeze of lemon. Little technique is to put the cut face of the lemon up, and then you can squeeze the juice in without pips, and a little splashy wash of really good balsamic vinegar. That's going to be amazing. I'm going to put that through the blitzer, and we've got a fantastic sweet red pepper dressing to go over the meat that's just going to be just gorgeous and complement those Mediterranean flavors. I haven't done this very smooth. I want it coarse. Look at that. Gorgeous. Let's have a taste. So you can taste the fire in the peppers, the little flecks of coriander, and the little tang of vinegar, which kind of cuts the sweetness. That is a great condiment to put onto lamb, beef, or obviously in our case, wild fallow deer shoulder. So ratatouille's done. I'm going to go and get my shoulder, and we're going to unveil it, plate it all up, and then get stuck in for dinner. So I've been to the garden. I've got my fallow deer shoulder here, and I've just picked some beautiful fresh oregano or oregano, and I'm just going to finish off my ratatouille. There we go, look at that. I love this dish, and I don't have too much black pepper. And I hope this has worked well. Let's have a look at our shoulder. Now we're getting to the juice now. You can see the steam. I'll take it away in layers. Here we go. Oh my friend. Ah, this is what I've been dreaming of. I love this dish. Pull it out. Now you see why. Oh. We wrapped it in the string, the cord, because it holds it all together, and I can see it's just juicy as you like. It's going to be fabulous. Cut the strings, pull them out. Oh, it's falling apart. There we are. Right. So let's have a go. Look at her. That knife is barely resisting That meat is so tender and it smells just ridiculous. So I'm going to carve that into lovely slices. You see the filling in there, the herbs. Dreamy. And I mean, this is a Sunday lunch for 4 people, easy. Just wonderful. So let's get some ratatouille onto the base here. And just a beautiful coloured dish. Beloved in the southern Mediterranean, packed full of flavour. There's our ratatouille. On goes our lovely slow cooked shoulder of fallow deer. You can see it's falling apart, steaming like crazy. Oh yeah. And now to finish her off, we use our pepper dressing all over. So, and a little sprinkling of this cilantro. There we go. And just absolute, finally, a little dribble of this beautiful olive oil. And there you have it. Just a gorgeous, slow cooked shoulder of fallow deer, which I'm going to try. How are you, my little friend? Use my fingers. And that's a cut that people think is chewy and tough. You cook it like this, it melts in your mouth, it's full of flavour. I can taste the deer, I can taste the herbs. And when you dig into that ratatouille, healthy, no carbs, very little fat. Gosh, too good for words. Right, we're going to tuck into this as a family. I hope you've enjoyed our little lockdown special. We filmed it ourselves. It's not gone through the usual process of editing and professional cameramen, but it's been a great fun journey, and I hope it's entertained you and maybe shown you a thing or two. Thank you for watching.